Your thoughts are alive right now. They are moving through you like breath, like blood, like the quiet hum of life itself. And every single one of them is creating something. Not tomorrow, not someday when you have learned enough or healed enough or become enough. Right now, in this very moment, your thoughts are weaving the fabric of your experience. They are painting the colors of your day, shaping the tone of your relationships, and building the world you will wake up to tomorrow morning. This is not metaphor. This is the fundamental truth of how we live. And when we truly understand this, when we feel it in our bones, everything changes. Because if our thoughts create our world, then we hold in our hands, in our minds, in our hearts, the power to create peace. I want you to feel that for a moment, not to rush past it, not to nod and move on, but to really let it land. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not at the mercy of the world's chaos. You are a creator, and your medium is thought. Every thought you think is a brushstroke. Every belief you hold is a foundation stone. And the beautiful, liberating truth is this: you can choose what you think. You can choose peace. Not because everything around you is peaceful. The world will always have its storms. But because peace is an inside job. It begins in the quiet sanctuary of your own mind, and from there it spreads like light through water, touching everything and everyone in its path. So many of us have been taught to believe that peace is something we must earn or find or wait for. We think it will come when we finally get the right job, the right relationship, the right body, the right amount of money in the bank. We think peace is a destination at the end of a very long road of struggle. But peace is not a reward for good behavior. It is not a prize for perfection. Peace is available to you right now. Exactly as you are, exactly where you are, because peace is a choice you make with your thoughts. When you think thoughts of peace, you create peace. When you choose to see love instead of fear, kindness instead of judgment, connection instead of separation, you are literally building a peaceful world inside yourself. And that inner world is the only world you truly live in. Consider this: every single thing you experience passes through the filter of your mind before you perceive it. Two people can stand in the exact same room at the exact same moment and have completely different experiences based solely on what they are thinking. One sees beauty, the other sees lack. One feels gratitude, the other feels resentment. The room has not changed. The circumstances are identical, but the thoughts are different, and therefore the worlds they create are different. This is the power you have. This is the power you have always had. Your thoughts are not passive observations of reality. They are active participants in creating reality. And when you begin to use this power consciously, when you begin to choose your thoughts the way you would choose the seeds you plant in a garden, you discover that you can cultivate peace no matter what is happening around you. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be saying, "But Louise, you don't understand what I'm going through. You don't know how difficult my life is, how painful my past has been, how impossible it feels to think peaceful thoughts when everything is falling apart." And I hear you. I truly do. I have been in those dark places where peace felt like a fantasy, where the weight of pain was so heavy that even the word peace seemed like a cruel joke. But here is what I learned, what I know with every fiber of my being. It is precisely in those moments when peace seems most impossible that peaceful thinking becomes most essential. Because the alternative, to let our thoughts spiral into fear, anger, and despair, only creates more of the same. It compounds our suffering. It builds walls instead of bridges, and we deserve better than that. We deserve the freedom that comes from knowing we always have a choice about what we think. This does not mean denying your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it is not. Peaceful thinking is not about putting on a happy mask or bypassing your legitimate pain. It is about meeting yourself with compassion, about holding your hurt with tenderness, and about choosing thoughts that heal rather than thoughts that harm. When something painful happens, you can acknowledge the pain without letting your thoughts turn it into a permanent identity. You can say, "This is difficult right now," without adding, "and it will always be this way, and I am broken, and nothing will ever get better." Do you see the difference? One thought honors your experience while leaving room for change. The other thought locks you into suffering and throws away the key. Both are thoughts, both are choices, and only one creates peace. Let us look honestly at the patterns that disturb our peace. We all have them, those familiar grooves in the minds, that our thoughts slide into without permission. Judgment is a big one. We judge ourselves mercilessly for not being perfect, for making mistakes, for having needs and vulnerabilities. We judge others for being different, for not meeting our expectations, for reminding us of parts of ourselves we have not yet learned to love. And every judgment is like a tiny stone thrown into the still water of our peace, creating ripples of tension and separation. Then there is fear, fear of the future, fear of loss, fear of not being enough or having enough. Fear tells us we are not safe, that we must control everything and everyone to protect ourselves. And underneath fear, there is often resentment, that bitter taste of old wounds that we keep revisiting, rehearsing, reliving. We hold on to our grievances like treasures, not realizing they are chains. These patterns are not who you are. They are simply habits of thought, and habits can be changed. The first step is noticing them without judgment. Yes, noticing your judgment without judging yourself for judging. Can you see the gentleness required here? We are learning to observe our thoughts the way we might watch clouds passing through the sky. We notice them, we see them, but we do not have to become them. When you catch yourself in a thought pattern that disturbs your peace, you can simply pause. You do not have to fight it or fix it immediately. Just pause and breathe. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. And then gently ask yourself, is this thought creating peace or disturbing peace? That simple question is a portal. It creates a space between you and the automatic thought. And in that space, you have the power to choose again. Choosing peaceful thoughts is a practice, not a perfection. It is something we do again and again, moment by moment, day by day, for the rest of our lives. And like any practice, it gets easier with repetition. You might start small with just one conscious thought in the morning. Before you check your phone, before you start planning your day, before you let the world rush in, you could place one hand on your heart and think, I am safe, I am loved, I choose peace today. Just that. Let those words settle into your body. Feel them as truth, even if your mind wants to argue. And then, as you move through your day, notice when your thoughts start to drift toward worry or criticism or fear. When you notice, come back to your breath. Come back to this moment. Come back to the truth that you are here, you are alive, and you have the power to think a peaceful thought. You can work with your thoughts the way a gardener works with soil. If you want to grow roses, you do not plant thorns and hope for the best. You prepare the soil, you plant rose seeds, you water them, you give them sunlight, and you trust the process. Your mind is the same. If you want to experience peace, you must plant peaceful thoughts. You must tend to them daily. This might mean writing in a journal each evening, noting 3 thoughts that brought you peace and 3 thoughts that disturbed it. It might mean creating a simple phrase you can return to when anxiety rises, something like, "I trust the process of life," or "All is well in this moment," or "I am learning to be at peace with what is." These are not magic words. They are redirections, gentle invitations to point your mind toward peace instead of panic. Another powerful practice is to catch yourself in moments of mental storytelling. We are all brilliant storytellers, constantly narrating our lives, interpreting events, assigning meaning to everything that happens. But so often our stories are filled with fear and limitation. Someone does not call us back, and we create a story about being unimportant. We make a mistake at work, and we create a story about being incompetent. We see someone who seems to have more than we do, and we create a story about our own lack. These stories feel true, but they are just thoughts, and we can choose different thoughts, different stories. Instead of, "They didn't call because I'm not important," you could think, "They didn't call, and I don't know why, and that's okay." Do you feel the peace in that, the spaciousness? You are no longer creating suffering where none needs to exist. As you practice thinking peaceful thoughts, something miraculous begins to happen. Your peace starts to radiate outward. You do not have to try to make this happen. It is automatic, like the way a candle gives off light simply by being lit. When you are at peace within yourself, people feel it when they are near you. Your presence becomes a gift. You walk into a room and the energy shifts slightly. You speak to someone and they relax a little, soften a little, because they are in the presence of someone who is not attacking them with judgment or overwhelming them with anxiety. This is how we change the world, not through grand gestures or forceful actions, but through the quality of our inner life expressing itself naturally in our outer life. Think about the people who have touched your life most deeply. Chances are they were not the loudest or the most impressive. They were the ones who made you feel safe, seen, accepted. They were the ones who held space for you without trying to fix you or change you. That is what peace does. It creates a sanctuary that others can step into, a refuge where they can rest from the constant demands of the world. And you become that sanctuary simply by choosing peaceful thoughts. You do not have to announce it. You do not have to prove it. You just have to be it. And it will speak for itself through your eyes, your voice, your touch, the way you listen, the way you respond to life's challenges. Now let us talk about the past, because for many of us, this is where our peace gets stolen. We carry old wounds like heavy backpacks, and we revisit them constantly, replaying the scenes, rehashing the arguments, reliving the pain. And every time we do this, we disturb our peace in the present moment. The person who hurt us 10 years ago is not hurting us right now. We are hurting ourselves with our thoughts about what happened. This is not about excusing anyone's behavior or pretending the past did not happen. It is about recognizing that we have a choice about how we hold the past in our minds. We can hold it with resentment and bitterness, which keeps us chained to the pain, or we can hold it with understanding and forgiveness, which sets us free. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to someone else. It is a gift you give to yourself. It is a decision to stop using your precious present moment to punish someone for the past. And it begins with a single thought. I am willing to see this differently. I am willing to release this. I am willing to choose peace instead of this old pain. You do not have to feel forgiving immediately. You do not have to like what happened or agree with it. You just have to be willing. Willingness is the crack in the door that lets the light in. And as you practice thinking more peaceful thoughts about the past, thoughts of compassion for your younger self, thoughts of understanding that hurt people, thoughts of gratitude for the lessons learned, the old stories begin to lose their power. They become just things that happened, not the defining narrative of your life. You might try this. Think of a person or situation from your past that still disturbs your peace. Now place one hand on your heart and breathe slowly, gently. And as you breathe, say to yourself, I release you. I release this. I choose peace now. You may feel resistance. You may feel anger or sadness rising up. That is okay. Let it come. Breathe with it. You are not denying your feelings. You are simply stating your intention to no longer be held hostage by them. And you can repeat this practice as many times as needed, because forgiveness is not a one-time event. It is a choice you make again and again until one day you realize the person or situation no longer has a grip on your peace. Your body knows peace. Your body is always, always calling you back to peace. When you think peaceful thoughts, your jaw unclenches. Your shoulders drop away from your ears. Your breath deepens and slows. Your heartbeat steadies. You feel a warmth in your chest, a softening in your belly. This is not imagination. This is physiology. Your body is designed to thrive in peace and to suffer in stress. Every peaceful thought you think is a message to your nervous system that you are safe, that you can relax, that you can open, and your body responds with healing. Tension releases, inflammation decreases, energy flows more freely, you sleep better, you digest better, you feel more alive. Pay attention to this. Use your body as a feedback system for your thoughts. When you notice tightness in your chest or tension in your shoulders, pause and ask, what am I thinking right now? You will almost always find that you are thinking thoughts of worry, judgment, or resistance, and then you can choose again. You can think a more peaceful thought and feel your body soften in response. This is not about controlling your body. It is about honoring the deep intelligence of the mind-body connection. Your body is not separate from your thoughts. They are one system, constantly communicating, constantly creating your experience together. Sometimes the most peaceful thought you can think is a thought of acceptance, not resignation, not defeat, but acceptance, a willingness to stop fighting against what is and to meet this moment exactly as it appears. So much of our suffering comes from wanting things to be different than they are. We want this person to change, this situation to resolve, this feeling to go away, and all of that wanting creates tension, resistance, struggle. But when we think the thought, this is what is true right now, and I can be at peace with it, something shifts. We stop wasting energy on an impossible battle. We conserve our strength. We create space for new possibilities to emerge. Acceptance does not mean you cannot work toward change. It means you are not at war with reality while you do so. Living with peaceful thoughts does not mean you will never face challenges or feel difficult emotions. Peace is not the absence of storms. It is the calm at the center of the storm. It is the part of you that remains steady even when everything around you is chaotic. When something difficult happens, you will feel it. You will feel grief, disappointment, anger, fear. These feelings are part of being human, and they are valid, but you can feel them without letting your thoughts spiral into catastrophe. You can feel sad without thinking, I will always be sad. You can feel afraid without thinking, everything is falling apart. You can feel your feelings fully while still holding an underlying current of peace, a deep knowing that you will move through this, that you are held by something larger than this moment, that this too shall pass. And when you forget, because you will forget, we all forget, when you find yourself caught in a storm of fearful, angry, judgmental thoughts, be gentle with yourself. Do not add self-judgment to the mix. Just notice. Just breathe. Just come back. Every time you come back to peaceful thinking, you strengthen that pathway in your brain. You make it easier to return the next time. This is not about getting it right. This is about practicing, returning, choosing again. It is about building a relationship with your own mind based on kindness and compassion rather than criticism and control. Imagine what your life could look like if peaceful thinking became your default setting. Not perfect thinking, not always happy thinking, but peaceful thinking, thoughts rooted in trust, compassion, acceptance, and love. You would wake up in the morning without dread. You would move through your day without constant anxiety. You would interact with others without defensiveness or judgment. You would face challenges with curiosity instead of panic. You would go to bed at night feeling grateful instead of regretful. This is not a fantasy. This is available to you. It is available to all of us because it is the natural state of a mind that has been trained to choose peace. And here is the truth that makes all of this matter beyond your personal experience. Your peaceful thoughts do not stay contained within you. They ripple outward in ways you cannot see or measure, but they are real nonetheless. When you choose peace, you make it easier for the people around you to choose peace. When you refuse to engage in drama and gossip, you create a space where deeper connection becomes possible. When you respond to anger with calmness, you offer a different option, a different way of being. You become a living demonstration that peace is possible, even in a chaotic world. You become evidence that thoughts create reality and that we have far more power than we have been taught to believe. Think about it this way. If every person on this planet chose to think peaceful thoughts for just one day, not perfect thoughts, just peaceful thoughts, thoughts of kindness and compassion and acceptance, the world would transform overnight. Wars would cease because no one would be thinking thoughts of attack. Cruelty would stop because no one would be thinking thoughts of harm. Suffering would decrease because we would all be thinking thoughts of care for ourselves and each other. Now, I know we cannot control what everyone else thinks, but we can control what we think. And every single one of us who commits to thinking peaceful thoughts is contributing to that collective shift. We are creating the 100th monkey effect. We are tipping the scales toward love. You might feel small. You might think your thoughts do not matter in the grand scheme of things. But that is a thought too, and it is not a true one. Your thoughts matter immensely. They matter to you because they create your entire experience of life. They matter to everyone you encounter because your energy affects theirs. And they matter to the collective consciousness of humanity because we are all connected in ways that science is only beginning to understand. Every thought of peace you think is a vote for the world you want to live in. Every thought of love you choose is a prayer that gets answered in the fabric of reality itself. So how do you begin, or how do you continue if you have already started? You begin right now with this breath, with this moment. You do not need to wait for perfect conditions. You do not need to finish healing all your wounds first. You do not need to understand everything about how this works. You just need to be willing to try, to experiment, to see what happens when you consciously choose peaceful thoughts. Start with one area of your life that feels particularly chaotic or painful. Notice what you typically think about that area. Notice the story you tell, the meaning you assign, the emotions that arise. And then ask yourself, what would a peaceful thought about this look like? Maybe you are struggling financially, and your typical thoughts are filled with panic and lack. A peaceful thought might be, I am learning to trust that I will always have what I need. Maybe you are in a difficult relationship and your thoughts are filled with blame and resentment. A peaceful thought might be, this person is doing the best they can, and so am I. We are both learning. Maybe you are dealing with illness or physical pain and your thoughts are filled with fear and resistance. A peaceful thought might be, my body is wise and is working to heal. I support it with love and patience. Do you see how these thoughts do not deny the reality of the situation, but they change your relationship to it? They create space for peace to exist alongside challenge. Practice this daily. Make it as regular as brushing your teeth. In the morning, set an intention to notice your thoughts and choose peace whenever possible. Throughout the day, pause periodically, maybe every hour, and check in with your thoughts. Are they peaceful or disturbing? If disturbing, can you choose differently? In the evening, reflect on your day. Where did you successfully choose peaceful thoughts? Where did you get caught in old patterns? No judgment, just noticing. And over time, you will begin to see patterns. You will notice that certain situations or people trigger unpeaceful thoughts. And with that awareness, you can prepare. You can have peaceful thoughts ready, like tools in a toolbox, for when you need them. Surround yourself with reminders of your commitment to peaceful thinking. You might write affirmations on sticky notes and place them where you will see them, on your bathroom mirror, your computer screen, your car dashboard. Short, simple phrases like, peace begins with me, or I choose thoughts that heal, or my mind is a sanctuary of calm. You might create a morning ritual where you sit quietly for 5 minutes and consciously plant peaceful thoughts for the day ahead. You might find a friend or group who shares this commitment and support each other. Share your experiences. Remind each other of the truth when you forget. Community matters. We are not meant to do this alone. And please be patient with yourself. This is a lifelong practice, not a quick fix. There will be days when peaceful thinking feels easy and natural, and there will be days when it feels impossible. That is okay. That is human. What matters is not that you do it perfectly, but that you keep returning to it. Every return is a success. Every moment of choosing peace over panic, love over fear, acceptance over resistance, that is a victory. That is you exercising your power as a creator. That is you building a peaceful world, one thought at a time. Remember that you are not doing this alone. There is a vast intelligence that supports you. Call it God, universe, life force, source, your higher self, whatever resonates with you. This intelligence is always guiding you toward peace, toward love, toward your highest good. Your peaceful thoughts align you with that guidance. They open the channel. They allow you to hear the whispers of wisdom that are always available to you. When your mind is filled with noise and chaos, you cannot hear those whispers. But when you cultivate peace, you become receptive. You become available for insight, for inspiration, for the gentle nudges that lead you exactly where you need to go. As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. You are not too damaged, too flawed, too far gone to experience peace. Peace is your birthright. It is your natural state. It has been waiting for you patiently beneath all the noise and fear and pain. And it is available to you right now, not because you have earned it or deserve it based on your behavior, but simply because you exist. You are a child of the universe, and the universe wants you to be at peace. All that is required is your willingness to choose it, to think it, to allow it. Your thoughts are creating your world right now. In this very moment, as you take these words in, your thoughts are painting your reality. What do you want to create? More of what you have always had, or something new? More struggle and suffering, or more peace and ease? The choice is always yours. No one can think your thoughts for you. No one can force you to choose peace. But no one can prevent you from choosing it either. This is your power. This is your freedom. And when you truly claim it, when you step fully into your role as the creator of your experience through the thoughts you think, you will discover that peace was never out there somewhere, waiting to be found. It was always inside you, waiting to be chosen. So choose it now. Choose it today. Choose it in this moment. Think one peaceful thought and feel how it shifts something inside you. That shift is real. That shift matters. That shift is you creating a peaceful world, starting with the only place any real change ever begins, within your own beautiful, powerful, magnificent mind. You are doing it. You are learning. You are growing. And with every peaceful thought you think, you are lighting up the darkness, not just for yourself, but for all of us. Thank you for being willing. Thank you for trying. Thank you for choosing peace. The world needs your peaceful thoughts more than you know,